Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. So in this photo is your what kind of microphone is that?
This one, it's a Shure. What does it say? It says it's a really nice one. It's an SM7B.
In the photo, though, it's like you're kind of crooning into this, or it looks like you're about to sing. It doesn't look like you're singing because your mouth is closed, but you're wearing this nice hat. The lighting is kind of soft. It's not super sharp. Red hair. You got that going on for sure. Behind, there's like stage lights are just kind of out of
Candles.
focus. Oh, candles. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Helicopters flying overhead. Thank you. I'm talking here. Okay. Maybe it'll stay, maybe it'll go. There's over it, it says your name, Glenda Benevides, which, best name. You have a great name. And then
Thank you.
Below that on the bottom right, and it's a close-up shot of you kind of very close to when I asked about the mic in the photo is like one of those like old-timey chrome.
Yep.
Now that's a prop. Is this a stage photo? It looks staged, but is it?
It is staged, but it's from my music video, Lulu White.
Right.
And it's a shot out of that. But that mic, I'd have to ask my my partner, which is a mastering engineer, Mindspawn Mastering. And he's got tons of mics. Sure. So especially the old ones with the old crystals in them.
Yeah.
They're like from the 40s and 30s. Yeah. Amazing. So we just use that as a prop.
Right. So okay. Lulu White.
Yeah.
It says Lulu White on the photo, bottom right. What is Lulu White? What is okay, the music video? Take it away.
Yeah. Fantastic. This woman was a real woman in the late 1800s that was a brothel owner. And she was extraordinary. She was the richest woman in New Orleans in like the late 1800s. And matter of fact, Louis Armstrong actually played at her brothel when he was coming up.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, amazing. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But, and I came across her because I was getting ready to write a song about women. And I thought, okay, let me check out, because I've kind of got this like bluesy Southern vibe going on right now. And so I thought, let me check out New Orleans. Let's see, and all the typical spooky women or whatever came up. And then Lulu's name came up and I thought, and I just started reading about her and she inspired me so much. I thought, if that woman of color in the late 1800s in the South can be the richest woman in that town and be successful, wearing $5,000 dresses of that time. Okay. Amazing, right?
Wow.
Then what's wrong with us ladies?
Yep.
And I just thought, oh no, I have to write an inspiring song about what Lulu White, and so I just wrote a song about her. And
just the name Lulu White in terms of the potential and musicality of it.
Yeah.
If you have an affinity or an appreciation of the musicality of words and whatever, like that can go into so many great directions.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So talk to me about the song, and let's expand like how, because on some level that's a source of personal inspiration, but why do you think that offers something to use for other people?
Yeah. I felt like, for twofold here, I felt like I wanted to honor this woman because what it took for her to build herself into a powerful position in the South in the late 1800s as a woman of color.
Yeah, which is huge.
It's huge.
Yep.
And I wanted to tell her story just to honor her and not defame her. People are, she's a prostitute, or whatever. She's selling women, or whatever. But if you have to go back in that time period. You have to understand the mentality and where things were. And just inside of that, if you look at who she was and what she was doing, she was lifting everybody up.
Yeah.
It may be in a different way, but she was providing a service. She was okay with it. Nobody had a gun to her head,
Mm-hmm.
and she made her money, and she gave her girls an opportunity to work in a safe environment.
Mm-hmm.
And that environment was called the Octoroon Parlor. And it was in her place was called Mahogany Hall. It was like
Mm.
one of the nicest brothels ever in New Orleans. Anyway, I just saw this as an opportunity not only to exonerate her, but also just to tell the story in such a way that us women can go, well, if I think I'm being stopped, well, I'm playing small.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not digging into my life. Look at this woman. All the hurdles that she's
Yeah.
had to go over in order just to survive.
Yeah.
So I guess I just wanted us to be grateful, I guess, on some level. And I wanted to, like one of I'll just share the lyric with you. So, and it goes, she jingles and she rattles, that's the way she walks, swinging like a clock in the middle of an earthquake. Voice is sweeter than butter biscuits on Sunday. Lips are so hot like a habanero buffet. Lulu White, she said you're right. Sweet Lulu White, she's an appetite. So that is an honoring song for a woman,
Okay. Whew, okay. So many great places to go to, and let's go to there, which is kind of like, I had this author on I spoke with him on the podcast before. His name is Adrian Bajan, and he wrote this book about sort of saying, it's kind of like things flow. We'd call it paths of least resistance, or according to their energy, and
attention goes where,
So in her case, okay, it's kind of like, this is what she has, right?
Yeah.
And for all of us, this is kind of your conditions in your life, and then some people can be overwhelmed and crushed by the circumstances or the cards that they're dealt with. But in her case, she's like, no, I'm going to be proactive and go to and use what I have and make. It's very entrepreneurial, very much like, I'm going to make my fate, So it's really funny because I know there's this sort of thing like, oh, she ran a brothel, and it's like, it's women who are essentially selling themselves to leverage, using sex or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, but it's kind of like, as compared to what? Like the industrial era of that time, when people were like completely abusing low wage workers as well. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's like, of course, if we separate the sort of the prudishness of prostitution, and just say like, oh no, it's sex. It's like, oh, yeah, whatever. On the other hand, if they are all consenting adults, and they're making a transaction for sex, and that's just how she made her living, or made her life.
Yeah.
Okay, why is that somehow worse than somebody has a cotton farm, whatever it is, like?
Right. No, great points, because here's the thing. Here's the distinction. These women were not sex trafficked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a current term, sex trafficking. It's happened hundreds of years. These people were not slaves in the sense of they were being made to do something.
Yeah.
Yes, the circumstances of that time period and that scenario, you were limited. You were a washerwoman, or you worked for your husband, or possibly if there was a foundry, you might get a job, or this woman was an entrepreneur.
Yep. 100%.
I'm not glorifying it. But what I am saying is that you have to look at, wow, what she accomplished from that time period as a woman of color, to make herself live a lifestyle that was serving her, and she was serving other people. That was her service.
Yep.
We can judge it all day long, but here's the bottom line. You don't like it, don't get it.
Exactly.
Don't go there.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so one aspect of my professional side, my professional career, is to look at what is service.
Yeah.
What we say is like service in the way we use it is not like customer service. It's not about,
Right.
going to a store and it's way bigger than that. So
Correct.
the way a mother serves her infant, and in the same way that a newborn serves their parents, father
Hmm.
or mother, it's like is a service. It's the energy between people, and sex is a human thing. So yeah, Lulu White.
Yeah. Fabulous song.
Okay, so it's as a creative spirit. On the one hand, it sort of goes back to this moment where where you're like, okay, I want to do something. You have the impulse, you have the motivation.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you look her up, or if you look up, you find Lulu White, and that kind of the chain of events leads to a creative expression. You create the song, you may perform the song,
Yeah.
but then the kind of the art is also created by the listener, by the spectator, by the receiver. So how have people responded?
They love it. I mean, so far so good. I've performed it live, and I think a lot of women just want that permission, like, yeah, I'm sassy,
Sure.
and I'm empowered. This is an empowering song for women, and it's also, an honoring of that woman's spirit.
Hmm.
Her entrepreneurial spirit. Like, you cannot deny that she was a badass goddess.
Yep. I
you
love the
know?
phrase. Love it.
And yeah, I just really loved her, and I really went. I just saw all the beauty in it. I
Hmm.
without the judgment, I just went. I mean, negative judgment.
Yeah.
But because I am judging, but I was looking at, wow, gosh, I wish I could like buy $5,000 dresses. I
Yeah.
mean, wow, I thought that was amazing. And she supported musicians,
Yep.
that she supported a lot of people that worked for her. And when they shut her down in 1917, we started World War I, and the federal government came in and shut everything down because they didn't want the guys being distracted with
Hmm.
prostitution. And so a lot of the she said, you,
Yeah.
and she kept going. And then what happened was then she got arrested,
Mm.
which wasn't cool, and that really hurt her business. And then she also had another business, which was alcohol,
Hmm.
and then the bootlegging thing, that whole thing with what do they call it, uh, prohibition
Yeah.
happened. So she was like, boom, traumatized. She was traumatized.
Well, for
But
sure, for
yeah,
sure. But a badass.
yeah, absolutely. She did die penniless, but
Oh,
um,
what a story! So, has her story been told in a book, or like people want to
I
learn?
I don't know. I think there's been some movies out there. I'm not sure how
Okay.
good they are, or
Mm.
how accurate it is, but this was just what I found out. And
Wow.
I have inspired a lot of people. I've had people come back to me and say, "Oh my God, you talked about Lulu White. I had to go look her up."
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and whoa, it's like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
And in the same spirit, hopefully people will hear you speak and they're going to look you up because you're badass. I love it.
Thank you. Well, you can get both those songs. I mean, Lulu White song, and I have another one. It's called Walkin'. That's about selling your soul to the devil, but you can get that on my website. So
As you do.
as you do, sell your soul.
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting.